Welcome. In front of me is a REALME P3 and I'll be going over unboxing along with a quick look at the device and its specifications. So let's just get straight into this. SIM eject tool, some energy, a crap which they started including, meaning they as in all phone manufacturers, probably because there's some law, instruction manual, and oh, there we go, there's our cable, type A to type C. And we have our case. It's a matte black finish with this weird kind of like ribbed design right here. And then the phone itself. Which looks to have this kind of brushed aluminum finish at the back, but it is just plastic, so probably for the better, as brushed aluminum would kind of get weird smudgy and stuff. Plastic seems to be a bit better on that. Anyway, let's just boot it up and talk about it. So, in a second you will see the 6.67 inch display with a 1080 by 2400 pixel resolution AMOLED display, 120 Hz refresh rate, and a peak brightness of 2000 nits with 86% screen to body ratio, which honestly I think it might be better than that. So yeah, I just want to point that out. These bezels are relatively small for what this device actually costs. So I just want to put that out there. I think it's actually smaller than the 86 or almost 87, although 87%, it's GSM Arena, which is where I'm getting this information from, is telling us that it's at 86.9%. So almost 87. Now, something like, for instance, the Samsung S25 has, I believe, 90, almost 1%, and you can see these bezels are significantly smaller. But for the price, these are pretty minuscule in general. Now, moving on out of the display, which, just to kind of summarize, this display here is pretty good. And moving into the cameras, which looks to have two cameras, but I can already tell that this is a fake one by the looks of it. If it's not fake, then holy crap, do I not want to know what that is. Now, taking a look at the specs, the main sensor, which is the top one, is a 50 megapixel f1.8 aperture, 27mm wide lens, and supposedly this is a 2 megapixel depth. Now, I call bullshit on that one. This doesn't look like a camera at all. And GSM Arena sometimes gets the cameras wrong, so I do want to just point that out there. This does not look like an actual camera, and because it's depth as well, it's not like it's being used for anything. So at least in macro lenses, you can choose the macro in camera settings and just, you know, capture a photo. Depth, yeah, you don't really have much to do with it. You can take portrait photos and maybe, you know, cover this camera, take a photo, uncover it, and see, and take the same kind of photo again and see how the background blurring works, because it's basically what this would be used for, but I wouldn't expect anything visible, I would say. Now, at the front, we have a 16 megapixel wide sensor. Now, with the back cameras, you can record videos up to 4K at 30 frames and 1080 at 60 and slow motion at 120, while the selfie one gets you 1080p only 30. Now, moving on into the internals, we have a 6000 milliampere battery. That's pretty good. It means that they're most likely using the silicon carbon battery type, which, yep, I can see right here it is. So that means that you can have basically the same kind of size of a battery, physical size, while actually packing more storage inside. And one thing that I kind of want to point out and make fun of is something like the S25 and Plus and Ultra as well. These are flagship phones that decided to go with the old battery type. That's why this phone, for instance, has a pathetic, like, what, 4,000 mAh battery? It's absolutely just laughable. Here you get 6,000, which is really good. And you can charge it at 45 watts and they're marketing it that it can get to 50% in 30 minutes. I also want to again bring this garbage in and tell you that Samsung, the most expensive one, the $1,200 one, charges at the same speed as this phone right here. This, on the other hand side, charges at 22 watts, something like that. It's something 20 watts basically, which is hilarious for a phone that costs nearly 5 times more than this. So, with that out of the way, the battery here is good. Now, internally, that's where the device kind of has a bit of a hiccup, I would say. So we have 6 to 8 gigabytes of RAM, depending on which one you go with. 128 gigabytes of storage up to 256. Micro SD card expansion slot and UFS 2.2 storage type. So storage and RAM is fine. Where it's not really fine, I would say, is the processor. It's the Snapdragon 6 Gen 4. This is a lower end processor in this device. Now, truth be told, this is still a pretty good processor. You can see that it just gets through the tasks not without any kind of hiccups. It's not staggering or anything like that. But I'm pointing this out because there is, for instance, things like the Nothing phone, Nothing CMF Phone 2 Pro, which is the newer model. You can get the CMF Phone 1 at cheaper price. It was like the previous model, and it's just a little bit of a step down, but both of these options will be, I believe, definitely faster than what we have right here. And I do want to actually double check it. If I'm gonna be giving a recommendation like this, I do want to make sure, because these are about the same kind of price. So if the CMF Phone 1 is already faster, which I do need to check out the processor, that means that the two will definitely be. Versus... Okay, let's see. So, nano review. Okay, I take it back. So, the CMF Phone 2 Pro actually has minusculely worse processor. Okay, so that's actually pretty good. Now, if we compare it to the 2 Pro, which is going to be faster, I don't think it's that much of a difference, but I do want to double check it. Yeah, I don't think I will be able to check it. So nope, that's not the same. So from what I can remember, as I did kind of like look a little bit into it, is the CMF Phone 2 Pro had a little bit of a faster processor. So in general, these can both be possibly tied in terms of performance. So, or if they're not, it's such a minuscule difference that I don't think it actually makes much of a difference. So in this case, the thing that would make a difference in this CMF phone would be the cameras, and it definitely has a more stacked setup with double 50 megapixels wide and telephoto, and 8 megapixel ultra wide, which lets you do 4K 30 as well, with same kind of 1080p, 3060 and 120. And selfie there is 16 with 1080p 30 capabilities as well. So compared to this device, you're actually getting one additional camera, and you're sacrificing, though, do want to make that clear, you're sacrificing battery. So the CMF Phone 2 Pro has a 5,000 mAh battery that can be charged at 33 watts compared to the 6000 right here. So it is a step down in terms of battery size, it's a step up in terms of cameras. And in terms of the display, it's about the same. So not really much to talk about there. It does definitely have a higher pull rate, meaning that your inputs like scrolling up and down will feel much snappier and much more precise with where your actual finger moves and how fast it moves along with your finger. But again, this is just kind of very kind of minuscule differences, so it's not something that you will see that much. So other than that, this phone actually for the price is a pretty solid pick. So I will say, if you want a device that has a good battery life like this one, because of the whopping 6,000 milliampere battery, this device will be pretty freaking good. If you prefer something that might have a better camera setup, then you might want to look at the CMF Phone 2 Pro, as that will definitely have a better camera. But all in all, this device for about 200 euros seems to be a pretty solid phone that offers really good specifications for the price. So well done, Realme. In any case, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.